What's up, nerds? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is sponsored by Maono. They sent me this package, and in the package, we have the Maono Caster C2 NEC podcasting console. Now, this is a broadcasting or streaming interface, kind of similar to the Go XLR. They also sent me the USB XLR podcast dynamic microphone PD200X series. That's this beautiful microphone you see here in front of me, and it is gorgeous. It feels good. It looks awesome. It comes with a shock cage that's probably one of the best qualities I've seen yet in a microphone. Okay, so let's dive in right now with some of the features that the console has. Now, even though this is a sponsored video and this was gifted to me by Maono, I am going to give you guys my most honest review on the product. All right, let's dive in and take a look at the console. All right, so let's start on the left here. This column is going to control your microphone. You've got your mic gain and your mic volume right here. I'm using a dynamic microphone, but if you're using a condenser microphone, you simply want to pop this 48-volt option here, which is the first button on the console. A really cool feature that this console has is Bluetooth functionality. So you'll be able to actually connect your Bluetooth devices to the console, like wireless headphones or your iPhone or your Samsung to play music. And next, we've got our reverb presets. Now, there's a few to choose from. When you press it, it's going to tell you what the reverb preset is, and it's going to take a second or two to kick in. La 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 la. So they've got a few different presets there for reverb. Now moving on to sidechain. Sidechain is something that's really, really, really cool. If you're playing music and you pop the sidechain on, that music is actually going to lower in volume every time you talk, and then it'll pick back up when you stop. The other really cool feature that sidechain has, if you're playing music with lyrics, you can actually select the sidechain option 2, and it'll turn your track into a karaoke track or an instrumental, which is incredibly cool. Next one here is direct monitor. If I turn that off, I can no longer hear myself in my headphones, and if I turn it on, you're going to be able to hear yourself again. Some people don't like to hear themselves when they're talking, especially if there's a delay. Now, I will be honest, the Maono does have a slight delay. The stream or the recording won't notice that, but that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, moving down, you've got your noise reduction. There's going to be two options: low noise reduction, high noise reduction. Pretty straightforward stuff. Moving on, you've got your soundboard section. That's these three buttons labeled A, B, C. Those are going to play your sound bits, your pre-recorded sound bits, or you can record right on the console. Let's say you have a sound bit in number A and you want to clear it. You would just hold it, and it's going to do a quick pulse. That means it's deleting whatever's recorded already. Now, when it's done flashing, you can press the A button again, and it'll do a slow pulse and record whatever you want it to until you press it again or the timer runs out. So let's give it a whirl. Hey, 1, 2, check, dibbidi-bidi-bop-bop-boo. Okay, now it's recorded, and let's check it out. Hey, 1, 2, check, dibbidi-bidi-bop-bop-boo. Love it. Okay, back up here, you've got your auxiliary. So the console actually has an auxiliary input on the back that you can have as a completely different channel, and you can control it with this knob here, which is amazing. This right here is your USB and stream out. So if I turn this up, the overall stream is going to hear more volume, and if I turn it down, the overall stream is going to hear less volume. And on the far right, you've got another dial. This is your headphone, your in-ear monitoring. So it's not going to affect what your broadcast or your recording hears. It's just going to affect what you hear in your headphones. If I turn it all the way down, you guys can still hear me. I can't hear myself. Okay, so going over the Maono console, I've got a couple pros and I've got a couple cons. Let's start with the cons list and get those out of the way. I'm not a huge fan of the voice delay. It's very, very minuscule, but it's enough for me to notice. And as someone who likes to have the direct monitoring of my voice in my ears, mostly because I do a lot of music content during my live streams, as well as impressions and voices and things like that. So I like to be able to hear exactly what's happening at the exact time in my monitor. Another con on this is the soundboard. There's only 3. I like to play a lot of different sounds, and only having 3 kind of limits me on that, whereas something like the GoXLR has 12. Now, listen, I'm comparing the Maono soundboard to the GoXLR, but we gotta back up and we gotta go through some of the pros, like the pricing. The GoXLR is gonna cost you upward to $600. I mean, this is $60. As well, this has a lot of features that something like the GoXLR doesn't have. For example, the sidechain or the Bluetooth feature. As well, this runs perfectly without any software. It's incredibly user-friendly. I put this thing together and I learned how to use it within 10 minutes. Another really cool feature I like about this, you probably saw it during the unboxing phase at the beginning of this video. The cable that comes with it easily switches out between a USB and a micro USB. It's little things like that that show me the quality and that the company really cares about what the consumer wants. Another awesome feature, this guy's battery powered. Obviously, you can plug it in and have it run off of power, but the fact that this thing can run on battery is awesome, especially if you're an IRL content creator or you want to take this thing on the go. Absolutely phenomenal. All right, let's move on to the microphone. So right off the bat, it's got the shock cage. It's got all of the controls you need. I have it plugged in right now via a XLR cable rather than the USB, so the controls on here aren't going to work, but you do have the ability to plug your headphones in and choose your monitoring right here on the dial, as well as there's a mute button. And then, of course, there's the custom RGB lighting feature that you can change with a click of a button. The Maono gets the P2 seal of approval. I think it's a phenomenal product, especially for the price range. Huge shout out to the folks over at Maono for sending this over. I'm definitely going to be making some content with it. And specifically, I'm going to find this very handy to have when creating content on location. If you found this video helpful, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the product down below. Don't forget to hit that bell button, and we'll see you next time, nerds.